Hi, I'm Tiersa with CrossFit Pervert, and today we're sitting down with Clay and Jaclyn. They have been members of our gym for a couple years, and they are current nutrition clients of mine. And I wanted to talk to them a little bit and have them share their story with you. They have a pretty unique and cool story, and we are going to talk a little nutrition, a little fitness. We want to hear about their background, and so that hopefully this will reach somebody who may be thinking about nutrition coaching in the future, or maybe even just joining the gym. So we're going to go ahead and start. Thank you for joining us today.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to start by just getting a little bit of background with you guys. So tell us a little bit about you. Tell us what brought you to CrossFit Preferred in the first place, and give us just a little history of you two.
Okay, cool. Well, we originally met in high school. We've been married for 3 years, going on our fourth. I've done some athletic stuff growing up. I was in some sports growing up, things like that, but never did CrossFit until about 3 years ago.
And did you start with our gym, or were you at a different gym before that?
No, we started with you guys.
Okay, and when was that?
Is it 2018?
Yeah, I think it was the year we got married, actually. And
okay.
we were working out for a little bit at the gym at our apartment.
Okay.
And then I think you said you always wanted to try it, so we kind of searched, and this was the place, yeah.
Yeah, we kind of, so I'd always worked out in just like a normal gym, never did anything quite like this. Actually kind of made fun of CrossFit, but we saw her mom and her ex-stepdad, they joined a gym down in Yuma and saw like crazy results. So I gained a lot of weight when we first got married, so I was like, hey, I want to start seeing some results like that. So we looked into CrossFit and found here and decided to come over here.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, I remember when you guys joined, and you used to come in the evening, so I didn't know you very well, actually, but I knew all the coaches just loved you guys, and they would talk about you all the time and what kind of progress you guys were seeing. And you actually, did you start changing your diet when you first started CrossFitting? Tell us. I know that you did take a before picture on the day you guys started,
Yes.
which we've seen that on your social media page, which is it's like literally you're not even the same person. It's crazy. So tell me, what did you do on your own nutritionally before you started working with me?
Okay, so when we first started CrossFit, we really were kind of cautious because we wanted to make it a lifestyle. We knew the way we were living before wasn't going to end up healthy if we continued, I guess, down that path. So when we first started, we were like, we don't want to jump in 100% right away. So when we joined, our main goal was just to work out 5 days a week. So we started working out 5 days a week, and then taking the weekends off and just not really caring about our nutrition. Then about 6 months into it, we decided, okay, we're going to try and eat as healthy as possible. I mean, just to what our knowledge was.
Yeah.
So, like proteins, healthy vegetables, that type of stuff, nothing too crazy. But we did want to do that during the week and then kind of pig out on the weekend. So we did like an 80-20 split. And then the next 6 months, we're eating healthy with one cheat meal. And then the next 6 months, we're kind of like 5 meals a day with still one cheat meal during the week. And then the last 6 months have been with tracking macros, joining, working with you, really diving into the nutrition side of things.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think definitely the biggest change was going from, I was always cooking Mexican food, and then now I was more focused on like more whole foods and like trying to incorporate like some type of vegetables into our meals and try not to make it boring. And now it's like we don't really want to go out to eat because we can just eat at home. And
Well,
it's fine.
and you figured out how to make food taste really good and be on the healthy side. So that's the same thing that happened to me. Is I stopped wanting to go out as often because my food, I could eat more food if I ate at home and it would taste really good. And so I didn't feel like I was missing out when I was eating out or staying in, I guess. So something that's kind of unique with you guys is I remember, I can't remember when it was, you might have to remind me, you guys built a house kind of far away.
Yes.
And you decided that it wasn't worth the commute to come out this way because your job wasn't out this way anymore and you needed to cancel your membership. So you guys canceled your membership and were gone for what, about a year?
About a year. Yeah.
And I remember kind of being surprised when you came back
Yeah.
that you guys had still made progress.
Yeah.
Like, I was impressed. I'm like, well, there you go. Like, that's pretty awesome, because a lot of times when people leave CrossFit, they just fall off and they don't know what to do, and so they just kind of go back to old habits. But that didn't happen. So tell me what you guys did to kind of stay moving forward in your fitness during that time.
Well, first off, when we quit, it was like devastating because one, we loved CrossFit, we loved just the community and everything about it. But like you said, we lived 45 minutes away. Plus, my job was on like 15 minutes past that, so it was just too much commuting. But we did, our main goal is to just be healthy and live a healthy life and continue progressing, I guess, as that goes. So we stopped doing CrossFit, started going to just a traditional gym. But still kept up with our nutrition, not as serious in tracking macros.
Were you tracking calories?
We
No,
weren't.
not even.
Okay.
It was pretty much just like 5 meals a day. It was eating every 3 hours, like protein shake and berries between each meal, and a good source of food for the meals. So we kind of had some knowledge. We did a little bit of research, and we're kind of like, okay, we think this is the next step, especially since we're not working out, quote unquote, as hard as we do in CrossFit, right?
Yeah.
So we needed to step up our nutrition.
Yeah, we didn't know like the details as far as like how much we should be eating to gain this certain amount of muscle or something like that. But yeah, it was just being consistent still with going to the gym. We knew we were gonna lack as far as like cardio and stuff like that. It's a little harder to push yourself in a normal gym when you're not doing CrossFit workouts where it's like a combination of both most of the time. And it was good for a little bit. We saw some progress.
It did the job. I think like that was the main thing. So when we moved back closer into town, we realized like, one, we were spending 2 hours in the gym and getting a less, like, not as good of a workout as we would 45 minutes in a CrossFit gym. Plus it was getting boring. Like we went for 9 months to a year, and like around that 9-month mark we were like, geez, this is the same thing every day, so boring. So we kind of,
it's hard to stay motivated in that type of environment, I feel like, in my opinion. But
so as soon as we came back, it was like the next day we're like, we're going back to CrossFit because I'm done with that gym. We're not going there. So
and then you guys switched to mornings, which we have loved. Absolutely loved having you in the mornings. It's really fun, and kind of probably felt like starting at a new gym because they're all new faces. The gym's changed a lot in the last year, plus you were in the morning now. So was that kind of intimidating coming in the morning, or did you know that you were just gonna make new friends and fit right back in?
I think like we love just the culture of the gym. So regardless of what class we were gonna come to, we knew we'd find friends, and just the environment of, especially CrossFit Preferred, like it's so friendly, such like a family, and everybody's competitive with each other, and that's what we love about it. So I don't think we were as nervous to come in. Plus we were in better shape than we were the last time we joined. So like our first year, I no joke would have like anxiety attacks in the car before I walked in. Like, I'm going to die in there. Like, it's gonna be, I'm gonna lay on the floor. I'm gonna see like, it's gonna be rough. But I think this last 6 months that we've been coming back, it's not as crazy because we're a lot in better shape and have continued.
Well, and it's been, I mean, we'll get into this in a minute, but it's probably been really fun to be able to see how now focusing on the right nutrition is carrying over into your fitness, 100%. And you're actually able to see quite a bit of change and improvement in the gym. And we'll talk about that in a minute. So one thing I want to touch on before we move on is everything that you guys were doing leading up to coming to work with me. Most people don't take that approach that you guys took. And I love that you were taking it. And what I'm talking about is you guys were looking at things in a way for to change your lifestyle. And it wasn't a like hard all or nothing mentality. It was, what steps can we take that are going to be sustainable, that we can carry on? And then you layered those steps. And that's actually what we do in the nutrition program. So once you started working with me, you already knew that side of it. You were already doing that. And so we were able to get you guys on macros right away, which for a lot of people, that is steps down the road. You know, we're not able to put you straight on macros because it doesn't feel sustainable. It's not something that we can just throw you in. It's like throwing you into a CrossFit class without giving you any training.
Right.
Your chances of success are really low. And so that's, but because you guys had been doing all of these things, focusing on your nutrition, focusing on 5 meals a day, having just that one cheat meal, incorporating more vegetables, all of those things led you up to being able to go ahead and start macros when you started with me. So you guys have been with me for about 6 months, 5 months, right around there?
Yeah.
How do you feel like the initial nutrition consultation, did you feel like did you feel like having that initial consultation kind of helped you to see the importance of nutrition coaching?
Yeah, I'll let you answer that one first.
Oh yeah, no, I definitely felt like I just felt like we needed like a little bit more tuning, I guess. Like I didn't really know a lot. I feel like I learned a lot more this way. You know what I mean? If I would have tried figuring it out on my own, I definitely would not have lasted very long.
Well, and just maybe even talk about what the body scans do for you, because the initial consultation that we do with all our new members includes a body scan, which gives us an idea of where you're starting as far as muscle mass and fat mass goes, and allows us to help you come up with realistic body composition goals rather than focusing on weight, which is really helpful, especially for females who sometimes start CrossFit and all of a sudden gain 10 pounds and they're like, what the heck, why am I gaining weight? I know that happened for me. And so using those body scans, we're able to see if we're actually building muscle rather than just looking at the scale. So, and each of you guys came to me with different goals. So maybe tell me how the body scans helped you to kind of focus on that goal, and start with what your specific goal was versus Clay's specific goal.
So for me, my specific goal was mainly to gain muscle. So I was kind of looking to kind of gain a little bit more weight, I guess you could say.
Because what is your weight that you have a really hard time getting over?
I've always been at 115. I think I've been at 115 since I was in high school, probably like senior year of high school, and then I never gained and never lost any weight. But the biggest thing that happened to me once I started working out was just like a change in my body. So even though I never lost weight or gained weight, you could tell that I was losing body fat and gaining some muscle. So that was my big thing. I just wanted to continue to gain muscle without sacrificing too much as far as like fats and things go. And it's helped a ton. I mean, every time we do the body scan, either I increase or I maintain that muscle mass.